Howdy everyone, welcome to Keep Math Easy. A ball is dropped from rest on a cliff. What is the speed of the ball 6 seconds later? To start any physics problem, it is always best practice to write out our known and unknown variables that we need to solve the problem. So since the problem tells us that the ball is dropped from rest, we know that V initial is 0 meters per second. We don't know what V final is. Acceleration, the only force on the ball in this problem is gravity. So acceleration equals negative 9.8 meters per second squared. And we know that time is 6 seconds. So what is the speed of the ball? In order to solve this, we need to use one of our physics formulas that tells us that V final equals V initial plus acceleration times time. We know V initial, we know acceleration, and we know time. So what we have to do is simply plug in these numbers. We know that V initial is 0 meters per second. We know that acceleration is negative 9.8 meters per second squared. And we know that time is 6 seconds. So it's a simple matter of multiplying negative 9.8 times 6, which if we plug that into our calculator, we get negative 58.8 meters per second. And so this is actually the answer to part B of this problem, because part B asks for the velocity. The speed of the ball, if you recall, speed has no positive or negative sign because speed only tells us how fast the object is moving without any directional component. So the speed is a positive 58.8 meters per second. Part C says how far does the ball travel during this time, and part D says what is the displacement. So we need to use some different formulas to solve this. There are two formulas we can use to solve for distance. The first formula says distance equals V initial times t plus 1/2 acceleration times time squared. The other formula says distance equals 1/2 V initial plus V final times time. I like to use this equation if we can, since it's a little bit simpler. So if we plug in the numbers that we know, we get 1/2 0 meters per second plus negative 58.8 meters per second times 6 seconds. So if we plug this into our calculator, we get D equals negative 176.4 meters. And it is always good practice to make sure that your units cancel out and make sense for what you are trying to solve, which in this case, they do. So displacement, if you recall, tells us how far an object has moved and also in what direction it has moved. So based on that, displacement does have a positive or negative symbol attached to it. So our answer for displacement is negative 176.4 meters because the ball moved in the downward direction due to gravity. Distance, if you recall, is always positive because distance only tells us how far an object has moved and doesn't tell us anything about which direction. So distance is positive 176.4 meters.